Group of Catholic bishops met President Bola Tinubu days ago, and some of the topics are making headline because they made a lot of things. Both some of the requests, some conversation with President Bola Tinubu and those Catholic bishops, as in some of the discussions, is making headline, and I'm here to break down every bit of them because some of them, as in, they are very funny, especially the statement when you make about INEC, because now that one even people pay so much attention. Where we say trying to say that those political parties or the opposition, those people crying wolf, that INEC is neutral. But look, this is a headline. President Tinubu received Catholic Bishop Conference of Nigeria at the State House. President Bola Tinubu on Tuesday received the members of the Catholic Bishops Conference of Nigeria, CBCN, on a courtesy visit at the State House in Abuja. The delegation was led by Most Reverend Matthew Oso Ndagoso, Archbishop of Kaduna and President of CBCN. Now, going down more and more, you see, because this meeting came with, there are so many topics that this meeting covered. You see, this is also the post from Bayo Nonoga, trying to say we are what? This is what he said. We are stabilizing the nation, prosperity on the horizon. President Bola Tinubu tells Catholic bishops. This is what he told them. This is trying to detail what he said. But apart from what Ononoga posted, there are some of the statements, as in some of the clips and some little statements where President Bola Tinubu made on that. He said, look at this, one of the headlines. All is fair in politics, and there are equal opportunity. INEC, you mentioned, are neutral. They are never intimidated. They have never intimidated anybody. If political opponents are crying wolf, maybe they are afraid of their own shadow. Here is President Bola Tinubu.
All is fair in politics. And it's equal opportunity. INEC, you mentioned, are neutral. They've never intimidated anybody. If political opponents are crying wolves, maybe they are afraid of their own shadows and the uncertainty in the companies they keep. Not
what companies do they keep, and what is uncertainty? Now, people are calling out President Bola Tinubu for defending INEC, that he is not the one to speak on behalf of INEC. Yes, he can speak on behalf of the INEC because those bishops, they raise up the issue of INEC. But one thing is that he's trying to, but the way he defended them, trying to say they are neutral. We all know in Nigeria that INEC is not neutral. These are an agency set up that have refused to be neutral. You see, because INEC don't make so many, you notice that so many people not they vote in Nigeria today is because of the INEC. Because you say election in Nigeria, they be free and fair. You go see people, they come out to vote. Imagine we have close to 200 and something million people in Nigeria. Ask how many million vote? What is the percentage from the 100% of population in Nigeria? What percent they vote every single year? You'll be so shocked that you see how low the percentage is. What they frustrate them is all about INEC. So when President Bola Tinubu is trying to tell you that INEC is neutral, because he's the one in position. Tinubu, INEC is neutral, opposition crying wolf. Now they are crying wolf. Because you see, when those bishops, they even went there to discuss about the activities of INEC, even the bishops, they know. We all know that INEC is a problem in this country. But how do we make it better? Now be the thing we say Nigerians not they discuss. When they discuss the problem, how they take the problem, but we not they discuss, okay, how do we solve it? How do we make INEC to be neutral? Now, this is what INEC said. Because you see, because we in Nigeria, we they complain, but we not they pay attention. INEC said they needed their money to be funded from another source. How do we even make it? Their money to be allocated independently. That is to make sure that the presidency don't have right over their funding in order for them to begin to function properly. Which means in Nigeria, so many people know the problems there. Let's put it this way. Removing the appointment and firing of INEC chairman from the hand of the president. That's one option. Why they not doing saying that the Senate go to appoint, as in the National Assembly in conjunction with President, so on the three branches go to appoint INEC. Why the president? INEC chairman. Why be saying that the president ain't going to appoint the INEC chairman? Why they not doing the three branches? Where we say one no fit fire without the others approving? Let's put it this way: the employment of new INEC chairman must be approved by both the three chambers, the president, House of Rep, and the Senate. Make it that way. In fact, it must also be approved from the judiciary. Make INEC so powerful that the president don't have anything to hold on them. With that, you see things will change. As long as we be say the president of the country, Nigeria, go to be one to the appoint and the firing of INEC chairman, yes, they will continue to be biased on all the appointment. So moving away from INEC, there are so many other headlines. Look at this one. You can see say Tinubu, because apart from this INEC matter, this is what he said about the Catholic bishops. Okay, let me highlight this. You see, like I said, this is a very long meeting. President Tinubu to Catholic bishop. I don't run away from what I inherited. I inherited a challenge. I inherited challenges. I am doing something about it. Yes, I can tell you, I am doing something about it. We are building new barracks, new stations, and equipping our security personnel so we can defend terrorism. This is the issue of banditry, so on and so forth. This is President Bola Tinubu.
I don't run away from what I inherited. I inherited the challenges. Am I doing something about it? Yes. I can tell you I'm doing something about it. And there will be resources to equip them, build new barracks, build stations, arm them, and
Now, where President Bola Tinubu, where President Bola Tinubu, all the law enforcement agencies in Nigeria, they are not doing anything. Now, the same thing when others do wet and fair. Now, it's the same thing. Under Burata, under President Buhari, not the same more barracks and more army waiting. What do they even call it? These are the now increasing more group of armies, trying to recruit more 28,000 military personnel, more bones for the dog to grant. You say doing what? Which equipment? Is our military and law enforcement agency reactive or proactive? They are still reactive till today. That means when something bad, it don't happen finish before they show up. So you see that this man is still playing the same game, the same thing where Buhari do when he failed, the same thing when others do when they fail. He's still doing the same thing. He go tell you, say he's doing something. Thank God saying don't see what happened for Kaduna on Monday. More than what 30, or close to 30 people by Fulani bandits. President Bola, have you ever tried to do something relating to this issue of Fulanis? Trying to call the Fulani leaders all over this country, call them out, leaders of Fulanis. You can see that this is coming from your ethnic group. What do we do? Why is your people behaving this way? Mba. President Bola Tinubu no do that way. He's trying to tell you they're building more barracks. The same thing others will say they don't do, they fail. And you are trying to tell us we are doing something. Because these are some of the things we'll be seeing with those bishops they discuss about. Building more barracks, new stations, new equipment. What are the equipment? Which equipment will say President Bola Tinubu don't buy from military? The same things that they use. Our military is the same way we say in the 17th century, we say other nations, the equipments them and the way one military law enforcement they function in the 17th and 16th century Nigeria, they function not like 21st century law enforcement agencies. The same plan where we say military they use is 50 years ago. This same plan that Nigerian law enforcement agencies see they use. And President Bola Tinubu is trying to tell you that he's doing something about it. Burata built a 6th division and whatever other division. Him himself he's trying to add more 2 divisions. Then he's trying to throw more bones for dogs to grant 28,000 more soldiers. Where we say people are employing technologies, AI, and so on and so forth into law enforcement agencies, into law enforcement. And they are trying to tell you they want to employ more personnel. They want to employ more soldiers for Fulani and Hesman, Boko Haram, ISIS for them to buy them. Now they are complaining that people are not joining the military. How people want to join military? When they say you are not equipping them with modern technologies. So now, you see, moving away from the issue of security, the issue of security, you will now see another headline. Now, when you scroll up, when I scroll up, you see another headline. You can see on my screen. You see, they discuss so many things. Then the issue of school. You see, where the Catholics, they are requesting for governments to return as all the schools that they took from as some of those national schools, because you notice that some of the schools in Nigeria are not owned by the government. There are mission schools, like place like Anambra State. P2B returned all the schools, as in all the schools that is owned by missionaries that were taken from them. You see what he said. I returned all the mission school to churches during my tenure as Lagos State Governor. One of you, Cardinal Anthony Okoji, is allowed to testify to that. But the schools are in the state. Preach to them, the governors of your states, they do the job. There is no need for constitutional amendment for that. You see, even why they need to, because you see in Nigeria, you see so many schools are in this country.
But
You see, some of the schools you see in Nigeria today, because people will be wondering, even they are owned by government, managed by government, but they are not owned by government. You see, that's why you see this church is calling for it to be returned to them. And the funny part is that church is returning school is not the problem. Nigeria does not even have, government does not have so much schools. Because if government return all the schools where they send missionaries, now churches get, government no can get more schools. That's one of the things in some states. Some of the schools where they, and why they even need to return those schools to churches, just like when they return it will become so expensive. But now there are those churches that don't feel manage those schools well, because you don't even see some government schools. It don't even look like where human beings and they study in Nigeria. It don't look like where human beings and they study. Some of the schools you see in this country, you go to wonder whether a human being. You don't see schools for China. I don't know. I think I have to play show one of the schools in China on this video at the end of this video. You see schools where children they study. You see that's why they learn. Even 50 years ago, there's some kind of schools where they're in Nigeria today. 50 years ago, I'm not even sure so Igbo people, they even study in those kind of schools. I'm not sure. And here in Nigeria, you see some classroom, they're tatters, destroyed, ceilings and don't pull off finish. No windows. Some schools roof don't pull off finish. And they tell you that those are the places you learn children that will be engineers, children will be accountants, economists, all forms of profession will come out from in this 21st century, where everything is everything has been turned towards science and everything don't turn to AI and other forms of technology. Both classroom learning these days. Imagine in China these days, the board they use the writing has become computerized. Desk is computerized. Some of them, even in China, some schools don't even use notebook anymore. And in Nigeria, see some schools are damaged, tatters. And this way is promising to fight what opponents in the same meeting. Look at this headline. This is what is okay. This is where he's been complaining that he inherited the same challenge. They inherited the challenge from where? From who? From his master, President Bola. How do you inherit the problem from President Bola? We inherited challenges of rehabilitation of my predecessor. But the government has stabilized the economy. The reforms are working. Which reforms are working in Nigeria? The reforms are working. Security are better. INEC is neutral and it's never intimidated anybody. So he's talking about this issue of the reform. Tell me, Tinubu's reform has landed Nigeria into more suffering and misery. And the funny part, do you know where Nigerians with their problem? Where would they do inside more trouble? Be say people where they kill us, no say that they kill us. Because you say President Bola Tinubu right now, he's telling you that his reforms is working. Nigeria economy is stabilized, whereby people are dying of hunger in Nigeria. He's telling you that security is better. Whereby you see Satan God say on Monday, you see what bandits they did. You see what war bandits did, and the same person saying that security is better. Because the main problem there is that it's not only that Nigerians were in a big trouble, but the person who is our leader,
it's not in the in the place of President Tinubu to
look
tell
at this
INEC
look
that,
at it. Can you
or
see
tell
at the
Nigerians
top
that
of my
INEC
screen? Can
has been
see
fair or not.
it is not the
It's
place
for Nigerians to
of
see
President
it.
Tinubu to
For
tell
example, in
Nigerians
this specific case
if
that we're
INEC
talking about,
has been fair or not.
Hard on the Attorney General of the Federation.
This is Summer Sambo, Director of
credentials
Arise.
as Senior Advocate of Nigeria,
Nigerians need to see fairness from INEC.
Law officer of the country.
INEC need to distance itself from the government.
He went to court close to
the government.
Admitted to this same judge that these 5 political parties ought to have been deregistered. Now look at what his seniors are saying at the court.
This is a person that is trying to tell you
that this case even did not merit any.
Remember, the same president that told you that
did not have any worth to be listened
in the first
instance. So that's questioning the
everything
integrity, the credentials of the Attorney General of the Federation, the number one person that advises not only Mr. President, but the entire government of the Federation, saying that, look, there seems to have been a miscalculation on this part. The Attorney General did not give the appropriate advice. Even INEC, which is the one that registered political parties, said, no, these political parties have made the threshold, they've won elections, but you decided to go and say, no, that they did it, and then you backed. So, I mean, the Attorney General of the Federation needs to be called to question. So, these are the sort of things that we see every now and then. And
when he's trying to tell you the economy is being stabilized, he meant it and he believed it. He believes it. He believes
or people close to
that's
the government.
When Nigerians
so that we do not have a
situation
situation whereby people misread this sort of pronouncement from the president. Everybody knows clearly
Nigerians not even discuss much about all these issues.
As regards
we're in a big mess because the person telling you that the
we are
economy
waiting to see the last one, which has to do the two last ones,
NDC
and the ADC with Nafiu Balagun, and we'll wait to see, because if, for example,
President
NDC
Bola
is not going to be on the table for the election on the ballot, imagine the political consequences.
When he tell you that INEC is neutral, inside that INEC is neutral, now his real mind, this is not playing any form of politics. Because some people go, they think, say, yes, now politics, President Bola Tinubu, they play. Those are political statements. No, he meant it. He believes it. When he's trying to tell you that the economy is stabilized, he believes what he's saying. When he's saying that the security is stabilized, he meant it. When Tinubu, they tell you, say, yes, the INEC is neutral, he meant it. He believe all those things. And that is where you see there is nothing you will talk from now till tomorrow that things will change on that person with such an understanding. Now, I've talked in the previous, INEC need to change. The power to fire and deploy INEC need to go to the National Assembly. The issue of security need to change because Nigeria security agents, law enforcement is reactive, need to be proactive, need to be law enforcement, do in a way that once you make call on law enforcement agents, they will react like every other nations. Our economy need to change because you see President Bola Tinubu try to woo, as in try to attract foreign investors. They will not come. No electricity, no good road. And even our domestic economy is not functioning very well. How you want to attract foreign investors into Nigeria? It will not. When I mean foreign investors, it's not that they are not coming at all, but we mean foreign investors that have to help shape the economy, like auto industry and other other technology industry, because we are now moving toward AI world, where technology is ruling the world. Textile world industries. The other world investor that will help us shape our agricultural sector for them to come and invest in Nigeria. The leaders we have, they don't know the reality, and that is the big problem we're into. Nigeria need to understand this fact, that the people where they call our leaders, all those things where they talk, not the politics, they mean other things. Because I know say yes in Nigeria, most of them they say, politicians, those are political statements. No. Everything that President Bola Tinubu is saying, he meant it. He believe him. In mind, they tell him, so the country be. When he go tell you, say Nigeria is stabilized, the economy is stabilized. Now, waiting in mind, they tell him, so it be. You notice that some of the economic statistics they are using is assumption. And some of those statistics they give you, you go the one that say, where do they get the data? They are getting this assumption. They are using assumption to analyze what the economy, not statistically. So we're in a very big mess, everybody. Please, if this is the first time coming across my platform, hit that subscribe button, like, comment, and share like always.